No.
Really?
Prince was fine. I was never saying about that too. I'm talking about Gerald Levert. She like Prince Ricky and his little
I quit. Getting migraines now. Welcome to another episode of Mr. and Mrs. I am Mrs. Andrea Whiteman.
I am Mr. Curtis Whiteman. And today is Ladies' Night.
Woo!
We got the ladies with us. Come on, introduce yourselves.
I'm Takara Victorian.
I'm Natasha Allen.
It is officially Ladies' Night. Now, last month, we had the fellas.
Right.
So we giving the ladies a chance to speak. That's what we're doing.
We promised you. I told you, ladies, we got you. We got you. So we're going to represent for the sisters today.
Y'all pray my strength for me, please. The fellas, if you're watching, y'all pray for me, okay? All right. So, this is how we do. We have our opening questions just so we could loosen up and get to know each other a little better, right? So, here's our questions. Let's have some fun before we jump in.
All right.
Okay.
First question. We're going to start with Zakira. First question. We're all going to answer this question, by the way.
We're all answering.
All answering.
Okay.
Okay.
Grits. Are we using sugar or salt?
Salt.
Salt and butter.
Yeah, butter too.
Okay.
But salt.
No sugar.
I probably shouldn't answer this question, but I don't eat grits. I eat oatmeal.
I don't eat grits. So,
Why not?
whatever. Texture.
Same reason.
I love me some
The funny thing,
grits.
I do oatmeal, but because I'm a West Indian kid, I did porridge.
Yeah.
And I'm about porridged out.
And see, that's the thing. I like porridge, but I will not eat oatmeal. I can't get behind the texture of oatmeal.
Oatmeal has to be made a certain way for me.
Like
it has to be
porridge
like
for me.
half milk, half water with
Okay.
I'm the same way.
cinnamon.
Okay.
I'm the same way.
So, yeah.
I'm the same way.
I like them all. I like porridge. I like oatmeal.
How do you feel?
And I like grits.
Because you will do a cornmeal in a second too.
Yeah.
You
A
do that
cornmeal
too.
porridge.
Yeah.
I'll do cornmeal porridge before grits, but grits always. Because if you add sugar, then it tastes like farina. It's too much. I can't get behind it.
Can't
Yeah,
do it.
just no.
I can't
Can't
do
do
it.
it. It's a no for me.
It's a no.
I'll pass. Next question. Waffles or pancakes?
Pancakes.
You pancakes?
Pancakes.
I'm doing waffles.
Pancakes.
Pancakes. Because I don't like a thick. The waffle is too thick
Yeah.
for me. And my pancakes, I don't want them thick and fluffy. I like a little thinner pancake.
Okay, it might be
Kind of like a crepe almost, but it's still.
I never had
pancake.
crepe. Okay, well, I get it.
Yeah.
I like waffles too, but if I have to pick between waffles and pancakes, it's going to be a pancake.
Yeah.
I like waffles.
Waffles has too many dimensions to it. Just cut it. Like, just go straight to the point.
Right, you can't put butter on it because it's going in a
gonna
little
dip.
square.
That's
You
right.
have to
I
put
don't
butter
like
on
waffles.
it.
I
Yeah,
I don't put
it's
butter
too
in each
much.
square and syrup in each square.
No, you
that's
put
too
it
much.
along the
That's too much
line.
work.
Yeah,
I don't
that
wanna
is.
work
If you're
that
putting
hard for
syrup
my
in each
food.
square, then it's almost like cake now, because now it's so
Soggy,
sweet.
right?
And
yeah,
then it's soggy, and I
uh,
can't have it if it's
That's
soggy.
too much work.
Sound about right?
Get straight to the point.
Going like
Yeah,
that.
straight to it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess I'm the oddball in this one. All right. Final question. Pool or the beach?
Pool.
How you rather the pool?
Pool. I don't like sand.
My ninja.
The beach.
I
love the beach.
Yes,
that is my
yes.
favorite place to be. I miss it when I'm not there. I think about it all the time. I love it.
Long lost friends.
Yes.
Mine would have to be the pool too. I don't like the sand either.
I don't like sand.
I'm a pool guy. I'm a pool.
Yes, it's just-
I'm just becoming a pool guy.
I love the pool though.
I didn't do any water at all. Remember when we first got married?
Right. Yeah.
I didn't do no water.
So it's the
but
sand
now I do.
for you guys.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
sand.
It's the sand.
It's the
I don't like
sand.
the
Sand is only good for one reason: exfoliation. That's it. I don't need it for any. It gets in too many crevices. It takes forever to come out.
But it feels
like,
good between your toes.
Yeah,
I don't like it between
exfoliation.
my toes.
Right. Yeah. I don't like.
I think one
It's
time we
just
did some excursion or something one of our cruises, and I was shaking sand out of my shorts and shoes for days.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
never
It gets like
again.
that.
I just-
Our shower
like
stayed with sand. I guess they were cleaning it. We still had sand everywhere in
I'm
the
not even
shower.
taking to the
If
to the
you
beach. I didn't know
me
where
up,
this there.
You could
Yeah.
pick me up and put me in the ocean, and then take me out the ocean and bring me back to the cabana. I'm okay,
The thing
but I don't
about
want
the
the
beach
beach.
is I can go to the beach sometimes and I don't even go to the ocean. I could just lay out on the sand
I like
and
the
just relax.
water.
I just like to listen to it. I just like the vibe that the beach gives me. I don't necessarily need to get in the water. And really, I rarely get that far in. I can't swim. I might like let my feet, ankles, maybe up to my knees if I'm feeling spontaneous, but I just like the sand.
But just
I
like
love
the
to
sand.
swim.
You wanna lay out in the
I love
sand.
to swim, so
Okay.
put me in the water. The
that
deeper, the
makes
better.
sense,
I don't even swim. I
But
just like to be in the pool.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me the pool. I like the
And
pool.
that's only because I have kids. So prior to kids, I was at nobody's pool or beach.
Really?
Really?
Oh no, give me the water.
These kids make you do
guys
different things. But then at the beach, I'm burning my feet walking to the water because of sand.
Yeah, the sand is hot. That's true.
That's the thing. When we went to France last summer in Nice, the beaches have no sand. It's just like rocks. It's like all pebble and then the ocean.
Oh, wow.
And that was actually really, really hot. So you say burn
I
your
can
feet.
imagine.
I thought about that. I would rather the sand. We took our shoes off. Everyone there, they keep like their flip flops on. I took my shoes off just to let me see how this is. Terrible.
Burning.
Terrible. We literally left the beach. It was terrible. And even people they're used to it. So they have these like cushion towels. So they lay out on like all the rocks. But it was so hot.
Wow.
Like a hot rock massage.
Right. Exactly.
The stones looked almost like when you get a hot stone massage. That's what they
Right.
look like. Like the rocks are beautiful. It looks like the ones that they put on your back for a hot
Right.
stone massage. But it's just the whole beach is just like that, and then it's
Wow.
just the ocean.
Oh, wow.
No sand at all. They,
might like
they don't
that.
have sand.
Right.
there.
You might let me know sand.
You
Right.
might like
Lay
that
down.
beach.
Try this.
Yeah.
The back feel better though.
Okay.
That's you too. Your back might also feel
Right.
good. It's like a free massage.
Right?
Okay.
Nice.
And they're already hot, the stones.
Well, we're ready. All right, so let's jump in. Since it's ladies' night.
Uh-huh.
Now, last month, I think the first question was, what are men looking for in relationships? Today, we're going to flip it. We're talking, as women,
Right.
again, different stages of relationships, what are deal breakers? What will make you walk away? What will make you say, I can't even go past this stage right here? No.
No relationship with Jesus.
Okay.
That's one.
That's one.
That's like literally my first question. Do you know Jesus? If your answer is no, and I'm not down with the whole, I'm a spiritualist. No. I need you to be a Christian. I need you to have a relationship with Jesus. If not, you don't even get past that question. For me, being that I don't have any children, I don't date men that have kids. For me,
okay.
that's just
Okay.
me.
That's you.
A man with no vision, I can't be with you. If you are not emotionally intelligent and or stable and available, then there's not going to be a hope with us.
I like this
There's
list.
no hope.
I like this list.
And
But that's in some stages of getting to know. Because, first off, I'm not going to know whether you have vision or not.
This is true.
the first conversation will determine that.
Oh,
I'm so serious
Like,
because
is he a
of-
dummy?
no, because if I'm asking you, how do you see yourself in the next 2 to 5 years? And one guy told me, I just play it day by day. Really? I pray God blesses you and you have enjoyed the rest of your life, but I'm not the one. It's really that simple.
Well,
You could get answers in one conversation.
Right.
It doesn't take that long.
That's cute at 18. When you're like 30 something, you should have a vision.
And that's the concern.
Well, yeah, that's
And that's the concern.
Right,
In
right.
your 30s, reaching your 40s, if you're going day by day, no, I'm not the woman for you.
Cringe. We're gonna save you for last.
Okay.
So you're saying deal breakers as far as like when you're dating? You're asking me personally,
even-
like
even
on
your-
first meeting before, like
Or even your existing relationship.
Right.
well, existing relationship. Okay, so first meeting when we first met, deal breakers, no kids, emotionally intelligent, honest, respectful. It's like first deal breakers. In my existing relationship, still emotionally intelligent, someone who can meet the requirements of their requirements, honest. Top 3 that I need. I feel like the rest we can work with, but those 3 must be there.
Cheating. I cannot
Oh,
forgive
well,
cheating.
that's also what I say when I say
Yeah.
honesty too. I'm with you on there.
Yeah, but that is something that I would not be able to come back from. If you cheat, well, I'm married now, but if you would have another outside affair, yeah, we're done. That's a deal breaker. Over.
Over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for me. I mean, and that goes with because all of that entails honesty because you got to start covering up and lying and all of that stuff. But that,
Right.
yeah, I can't come back from that.
And abusive. You can't be abusive.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
And-
Well, yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
of course,
gonna
yeah.
work.
Too.
That's
Yeah.
not gonna work.
Then, yeah,
Yeah.
of
And it
course.
shows, even though somebody can say, well, I'm not abusive, but if you're always angry, then that's a telltale sign that it's on its way.
Something's
Right,
there.
It's on
right,
its way.
exactly,
Right.
Yeah.
exactly. That's a good one.
And that's
Yeah.
verbal abuse, that's emotional
All
abuse, that's
types.
Physical,
all
all
kinds
types.
of
Right.
abuse.
Financial, spiritual, sexual, all of it.
We don't want no manipulation.
Right.
Right,
We don't want no controlling people. None of that. Nobody owns nobody.
Right.
right.
All right. Okay.
Right.
Surprise. You'd be surprised. It's
Yeah,
out there.
because people they hide it, or they think what I'm not really like that until when you get in a relationship, you got like we said, you start seeing show them your bad side, or show them your then you start seeing stuff and like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you first start dating. You're dating the image of the person. You're dating the best side. You give it a month or 2. I don't even say a year because I think within a month of
That's
some
too long.
of consistent conversation, you find out what people are really made of.
Yeah, I say within a few weeks to a month. I think a year to still figure out who the person is and find out, I think that's a long time because that's also
Yeah.
a year of your life
Right.
and trying to just see if you could even potentially be with this person.
I say a year because some people can fake that long.
Well, yeah. But it also depends on the questions you're asking
That's true.
And the time that you're spending,
and the time exactly.
time that you're spending
Yeah.
with people.
Because even outside of the conversations, you see how they interact with other people. Sometimes even just being in public. Like, I tell people too, even if you're dating someone, you're going, getting to know them, but you're also like not going out. You also don't see how they interact like in the world.
true.
Right.
And how they treat
Yeah.
other people will also tell you a lot about who they are as a person.
That's good. I like that.
And I don't mean to get extra deep and extra spiritual, but the Holy Ghost tells all.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Holy Ghost tells all. If you are women's intuition
Right.
or whatever,
Wherever-
You
you
still Holy
feel it in your
Right.
gut.
Right.
Something's
If
wrong.
something is wrong,
Right.
go with it.
Right.
Because
Listen to it.
child, I got stories. But it's serious.
Yeah.
Right,
Your
right,
gut will tell you.
right. That's true.
Uh-uh.
Well, we didn't give our statuses though. I mean, of course, I'm married.
You're the missus. Okay.
Right, our panel of ladies.
I'm sorry. Listen, I don't normally do the moderation. This is her job. Okay. Ladies, why don't you introduce your name again with your status?
My name is Natasha Allen. I am single and happily divorced.
Okay, and Kiki.
My name is Takara Victorian, and I am engaged.
I call Kiki for some reason. I have no idea why.
That's fine. We go with it.
Her name is Takara for tease. I call Kiki.
That's fine.
She let me do it. Anyway, all right. So we have
Now we
status.
see the stages that they are in relationships.
So we can see from experiences why we have the certain answers that we have.
Right, right.
All right, and our perspectives. Now, my question is, I don't know if you did this with me. Do you watch how your perspective or your partner treat other people, not just the other people, but other women? Let's say siblings, aunt, mom figures. Was that a factor? Were you looking like,
It is.
Yes.
It is. But I need to also know the backstory with the relationship because then that determines the interaction. So if you was raised and your mom was abusive, then I get why there may be some distance in the relationship. But if your mom or your dad was always there and you're just emotionally distant, then that's all I can expect from you.
Right.
So I have to get the context behind the relationship first.
Okay.
But yeah, I do look.
I do as well. I do look. I think the context and the backstory in relationships are important as well. But even with strangers where there's no like additional relationship, I think that's also important because though I need you have to treat me a certain way, but the idea is that that's how you should feel about women all across the board, right? If you're only nice or respectful or kind to me, then that's not really what I'm looking for. I need someone who's just a good person because you're doing that because we're together. But if there's just a woman who you have no connection to, are you a good person? Will you also just help another person?
I think about our relationship, right?
Yeah.
And so, at first, because I come from a very tight family. Like we all just,
Very
love
tight
on
family,
each other
yes.
and in each other business and all of that. That's what we do. Your family was a little,
Private.
not as tight knit, not as close knit,
Yeah.
right? So
In fact, I thought your family was weird because y'all was outside.
right. So at first, I think for you, or my impression, let me say my impression was that you didn't want to share me with your family. Like nope, don't talk to my mom. Don't talk to my. I was like that's your mom. No, she gonna just want you to do stuff for her. And I was like, let me get close with your mom. Like it's okay.
By the way, I love my mother. By the way,
No, he absolutely does. He absolutely does. But sharing was not his forte. Like,
That's interesting.
yeah, you didn't want to share.
I was protecting you.
I was protecting you.
I was. So let me tell a story.
Okay.
Let me tell a story. All right. So I'm actually telling the story for the first time publicly. When we got engaged, we were talking about marriage for maybe a year before we actually proposed. And I proposed. I asked her father for permission, told her mother the day of. That was a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation.
So she was mad she didn't know. But
And he thought daddy was going to tell mommy.
and she didn't.
He said, that's your news to tell.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh. But anyway. So we got engaged, saw our parents that night. I think the next day we was going to tell my parents. No, not even that. I think we went somewhere and came home. And as soon as I touched the door, I said, oh, I didn't tell my mother. I totally forgot that I didn't tell no one in my family I was thinking about getting engaged, bought a ring, or proposed. So I'm at the door, it's like, oh my God. Everyone's in the house and I didn't tell them nothing.
And so I'm like,
You guys are
okay,
private.
turn the ring around. Don't keep my hand behind because they don't know nothing yet.
I had to walk in and say, hey, we engaged.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. So, yeah, Curtis just didn't like to share. I think now that you've been around my family, you've seen the dynamic of my crazy close knit family.
Crazy,
Is more sharing now. But it took a little while for you to share with me, with your family, like all the time. Yeah, that took a while for you.
Took a while.
Yeah.
Took a while.
Oh, that's interesting. The idea of just like keeping it all to yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like in my relationship, I was the complete opposite. Like it was so important that he got along with like my sister, my cousins who are also like my sister, my mom, my family. Certain extensions, we were having a conversation about this earlier, and I was saying certain extensions in the family, it's like, I need you to have a relationship, but it didn't have to be as close. But like with my mom and my sister, it was like, no, you have to be tight. Like you have to be in. Like you and my sister, y'all have to be like, you're her brother. Like she has to love you. And that's important to me. And how you treat her when I'm there or when I'm not around is also very important to me.
Right. Exactly.
So
that's good.
Do you have, when you are dating, are you looking for key people to accept, or does everyone have to go through the gauntlet?
Well, I am courting.
Okay. All right.
Whatever, don't
share.
do it. Don't do it. No, it's so private and nobody knows. And I'm keeping it like that on purpose.
Good.
These people out here. But there are, like, this person and my brother are extremely close already. And they already know when the time comes for you to propose, you are to ask my brother and my mother. Like, there's no questions asked. These are the two people that know me the best, that can give you the good, bad, and the ugly about me, that are going to grill you down to make sure
Right.
that I'm in good hands. And so it's definitely important. And then my family is very close. Like, we all live in the same house. We're in the same building. And so when they do come to the house, yes, I have nieces and nephews. They're babies. And babies tell everything about a person. So if the baby doesn't like you, then I'm questioning who you are. I am. But they love him.
Slide out that energy.
Right.
The baby is not sure.
Right. If the baby looking at you a certain way, I'm like, what's really in your spirit? Right. So, but everybody loves them. So it's good.
Yeah. So family that dynamic is important. Absolutely important.
Yeah.
That the family accepts. And I look, of course, I'm going to look at my brothers and say, okay,
of course.
right, listen, that's what we do. This is what we do. And to say, okay, is this person going to fit in the family? Are they going to, want to see the dynamic of the men that's in the family with the person that you're, dating or now married?
So that's a question.
Yeah.
Do ladies generally, I don't say level, but do you, or compare, I'm trying to find a good word. Is there someone that's a bar for you when you considering dating someone?
It's that male figure in your life. If it was your dad or the brother or you right. It's or a grandfather, whoever that was, that male figure that had that bar, that standard. They're absolutely looking for your partner to meet that.
Okay, so
I don't know if I'm looking for him to meet that, because if I'm being honest, the men in my family were jacked, right? So I don't want you to meet that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't want you to meet that. You're right. Please exceed that. Minus my brother. My brother's the rare breed, but my brother is because he can read through a person real quick. Right? And because he knows me so well, he'll be able to tell that person, what you're about to do, don't do. And he'll be able to tell me, what you're about to do, don't do for that person. So it's not necessarily meeting the bar of the person, but just being able to be close enough to where they can give us advice on whether it's going to work, not work, how to make it work, if this is in fact what you guys want.
Right.
So for me, I'm on that kind of wavelength.
okay.
I always I didn't plan to. It wasn't my intention, and I didn't know that my husband is so much like my father. They say, girl marries her father, I did not know until living with him and experiencing him and seeing all the things he do. And I mean, now, they are the same zodiac sign, if you believe in zodiac. That Capricorn thing is strong.
They different.
But I did not realize how much until we started living, and just the little things, and like, oh my gosh, Daddy do the same thing. Oh my gosh, this is and yeah, you just see how because that was my example. For me, that was my example.
So over that don't know, I speak sarcasm fluently.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Yes.
Don't give me a reason to say something sarcastic.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Right.
gonna go for it.
Right.
And she hates it.
And that is Rudolph Shaw. Yes.
That's funny. That's
Yeah.
my father.
Yes.
And he's a Capricorn.
Yeah. And you better right. And
Something about Capricorns. Is
Yeah.
Different.
We different.
Yeah.
Right. So
I think. Oh.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna say, I think for me it was my grandfathers, both my grandfather and my great grandfather, and I don't think I was intentionally looking for someone to like fit that mold, but I realized while being in a relationship and learning more about myself that that's what I needed, because throughout the relationship and learning like what I was looking for in a relationship, what I liked, how I wanted to be treated in a relationship, with the feeling I had, as I got older, I realized that I was almost trying to mimic the relationship of my great grandparents, ideally, and then also with traits of my grandfather. And now as I got older and I really settled in that, and I started to think like, yeah, well, when I was younger, I was looking for this, but now I'm feeling drawn to different things. And when I sat back, I'm like, oh, that was my great grandparents, and that is the relationship that maybe I idolized, and it's like that's how I want to have. Like, that's what I'm looking for in a partner. The way that those men showed up for my grandmother and my great grandmother, that's what I need. So it wasn't intentional, but I think just like subconsciously, that's what I was
It's a
drawn
mirror.
to.
It's a
Right.
Right.
That's what I was drawn to. And I didn't realize it until after. And I was like, yeah, that is what I want. Or maybe that is the standard or the mold I'm looking for.
okay. So we talked about the male influence of that men have on women. Let's talk on the aspect of your girlfriends, your friend, your buddy, whatever. I don't know what you call them, but whatever. So I could tell you from a male's perspective, it's annoying to date a woman and her friend.
Okay.
Oh, like, you here again? Am I dating you and your friend? What's going on here? Or I gotta impress your friend for you to like. It's a lot. There's no package deals up here, right? Like, you don't have.
No, not
Except
for
for me
me.
and my dog.
I don't think that's not like, obviously for my friends, like their opinions or perspectives, I take in consideration, but that's not a deciding factor in like my romantic relationships or anything. I don't feel like I lean on that in that way, where sometimes people say, like you said, you're dating the woman and her friend. So like they're drafting the messages together and they're doing all of this together. No, that's not me.
Oh, wow.
That was me as a teenager. But being grown. Oh, no. Even now, I don't tell. First of all, both of my best friends, my female best friends, live outside of New York. Thank God. Because then that would have been drama. But I don't do that. No. Like, even now, nobody knows who I'm dating or courting.
Anonymity.
Nobody.
I like it.
Yeah.
Like, you'll know when it's
When
time.
it's time,
but
right.
My family knows, and that's it.
Well, yeah, somebody was actually pushing us together, so that was a good thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I had more people that was telling me not to.
But they had no vision. That's why. I'm sorry. They heard the venom in my voice. I'm sorry.
I mean, say it with your chest. Tell me how you really feel.
All right.
I had more people from the friends, not in family, from the friends that were telling me, like, oh, is it because, I don't know if it was just the age difference or just the difference in the status of, right. You were younger, so you hadn't had as much experience, work experience. I had a lot of, oh no, he's not ready. He's not this. He's not that. Don't do it. Yeah. But I had one friend on the friend level that told me, she's like, all these people that's telling you, don't do it. They don't have a man.
That was my argument
like,
too.
Yeah. Or if they did, their relationship wasn't solid. It wasn't, successful. So it's like, if you love him, you see that potential, she was like, you stay with your man, you keep your man. I was like, so that was the one friend that kicked it,
And exactly why the one friend was in the win.
Because she had vision.
She had vision.
Tapped in.
Right.
Because I'm the kind of person,
Right.
even if you don't like me or you're not really for me, I'll still invite you to my party because I want you to see me at my best.
Right.
Exactly.
So even though the majority was saying no, they didn't have that much influence over me to. Okay. So even I still considered them friends or whatever.
Yeah.
But that advice just wasn't for me. That one wasn't for me.
Their perspective just wasn't
Right.
on point.
Right. It wasn't beneficial.
It wasn't beneficial.
Yeah.
And you have to take into consideration, like you said, the friends that were saying no, look at their relationships.
Right.
And look at where they are in their life when it comes to their romantic relationships.
Right.
So even with me, when people give their input, in the back of my mind, I'm like, you're single and bitter.
Right.
Right? You're still hurt over the last relationship you're in.
Right.
Why would I take anything that you're saying into consideration?
Exactly.
In my happiness.
Exactly.
No,
Yes.
I'm not doing it.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
I also think that you have to, like, for me, I'm a very, like, if you like it, I love it type of person, because we all have our own paths and our own stories. So for me, when it's like coming to take advice, or sometimes if people are like, well, I wouldn't do this, or I wouldn't date this type of person, and I can hear it, but it's like my type shouldn't be your type, because if we're friends, that's problematic now. If we both are looking for the same thing, so it's fine that wouldn't work for you, but maybe that works for me. And so if you like it, I love it. Like that's just how I
Right,
view
because
it.
then you might like my man.
Right,
'Cause
so it's like
that's
our
gonna
type shouldn't be aligned.
Right.
I don't want you. I don't want my type to be your type.
Right.
Then there's problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's making it awkward now.
Right,
So,
right,
It's like, well,
exactly.
it wouldn't work for me. That's great because it works for me. I don't want it to work for you.
Right. Absolutely.
What do you say? I like that for you. I like that
Right.
for you.
Right. Exactly.
Wow. Okay, I'm learning a little bit. Okay, I feel like Geraldo.
But these are also opinions of mature women.
Exactly. That too.
That's the
This
difference.
is true. This
Right.
is true. I was
There's
gonna
a
say
level
that.
of immaturity that's out there with a lot of women that you date them, you date their friends.
Right.
Like I said, in my younger years, when I was a teenager, maybe early 20s, I took whatever they said into consideration. But when you have some life experiences and life has been lifing and you learn from your mistakes, you learn that you leave people where they are
Exactly.
and you do what's best for you.
Okay, so from that statement right there, let's talk of the level of sacrifice we're willing for our relationships in. What are you willing to say? I'll give this up. Now,
It depends on what the
It depends on what
what
it
it is.
That's hard. What is it?
okay, so I don't know I don't know about you, but because you travel a lot. So let's say you're not engaged. Someone else. Zakira, you travel too much. I need you to slow down because I don't see you enough.
I'm not sacrificing that. I'm not, because it's so interesting. The other day I saw a meme and it said like a person who truly loves me is never going to try and stifle me. They're not going to cage me. They're going to allow me to be more
I like that.
free, right? And they're going to encourage that. And when I say that, it's like sacrifice. I know relationships comes with sacrifice and I'm willing to make sacrifices, but traveling is something that fills my cup. So for the person who really loves me and wants to be with me is not going to want me to sacrifice something that's filling me up.
Right.
We can travel together if you feel like I'm traveling too much, you don't see me enough. Let's go together. But
that's
don't ask me
compromise.
not to go at all.
Right.
I like that.
Right.
That's a compromise.
Right.
I'm gonna give you something that's really simple. This is really basic. That it actually is the truth with both of us.
Over who?
With
Me and
us,
you,
yes.
with us.
No, with us. I hate bananas. Don't like them. Don't like the smell of them. Don't like the texture of them. I hate them. Curtis hates mangoes. Don't like the smell of them. Don't like the texture of them. We've never once told each other you can't eat that. Like give that up.
Right.
Even though we both hate that thing. I still purchase bananas because he loves them. But he knows when he eats his banana, it can't come into the bedroom. He eats it in the kitchen. He wraps it up, put it in a plastic bag, automatically takes it outside. So I don't smell it. So, if I have to open the garbage, I don't smell banana because it's already outside. I do the same thing with mango. So that he doesn't have to smell it. He doesn't have to see it, wrap it up, take it out. So we're not telling each other, give up what you love because I don't like it. That's not fair.
But you know what?
We've learned to compromise so that it doesn't offend you,
Right.
but you can still have your thing.
Exactly.
And that I know that's something simple as basic, but we know each other and we're able to compromise and saying that you don't have to give that up because I don't like it. You still love it.
Okay, so we're gonna roll from that question from right here. Have there ever been a situation where you had to compromise?
I was married, so I compromised a lot.
Come on, talk about that
I know compromise.
It was full of compromise.
Right.
No, and because the marriage failed, because I wanted it to be honest with you, I compromised who I was.
Okay.
And that's a compromise now I'm not willing to make.
Right.
I believe in sacrifice. I believe that the definition of love is sacrifice. Right? And so I'm okay with the sacrificing for the greater good of us.
Right.
Right? Like you said, you wouldn't you wouldn't give up traveling. You're not going to tell me not to be an entrepreneur, not to go with my visions, not to pursue what it is that I know God gave me to do. Don't do that.
Right.
Right?
Right.
However, don't tell me to give up me.
Right.
Oh,
Like the
man.
core
That's
of
stifling.
me.
Yeah.
Like for you to roll up the banana, you're sacrificing the little bit of extra time it takes to put it in a bag, to take it in the trash outside. That's okay to sacrifice that. It's for the greater good of keeping peace in the household.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's not saying to somebody, give up who you are as a
like the
person,
essence
the
of what
essence
makes
of
you
who you
you.
are.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not willing to sacrifice that anymore.
And for
And
the
I think
record,
if
I don't think
someone
it should.
really loves you, they won't even ask for you to
I was
do
just saying
that.
that you shouldn't
Right.
have to.
Yeah.
Right.
It
But
shouldn't
you'd be
even be a
surprised.
conversation.
Right. Right.
So I'm going somewhere. How do you deal with the male ego? Because we all have one.
You said male ego, so we don't
Well,
have a
okay.
male ego.
I'll say we. I'll say for on bad for all men, whether they know it or not, especially if they're successful.
Okay.
They're gonna have some kind of
have
ego,
ego.
some kind of I won't say demand, but
That's an ego.
I'll talk for myself. I'll be transparent. The older I got, and the more money I made, the more successful I felt I was getting. I felt like I was getting a little. Thankfully, I had someone to help me. Like, all right, calm that down. Like, I'm with you, helping you. Like,
And the right woman will do it.
Right. Right.
but she never did it in a harsh way. She'll just be like, all right, come on now. That works for outside, but that can work.
I just had to do that. It's funny. I had a conversation yesterday.
You had to help someone temper themselves.
It was my guy, and he was just talking about the stuff that he didn't want to do and whatever. And I was like, so, there's two people in this situation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
And as much grace as I'm giving you because you're who you are and you do what you do, you gotta give me something.
Right.
And it checked him.
Mm-hmm.
He had to stop in his tracks and be like, you're right.
Right.
And so now
Right.
he has to go on a journey with himself and take into consideration that he's not the only one in this relationship.
Right. Right.
And that's a nice way
But
to
then
check
you
the
know
ego.
that you have a good man that will actually check himself, that will actually stop and take that into consideration and do that self introspection and say, okay, I'm drinking my Kool-Aid right now.
I'm doing too much.
Yeah.
And that can
yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Right. Because it could go the opposite way and say, well, I don't want to change and this is who I am. And then that's when I go, well, God bless you in your singleness.
Right.
Right.
'Cause
Like-
you gotta know, like you said, you gotta know your deal breakers. You're not gonna
Right.
know what's too much for you.
Yeah.
So is dating also managing feelings and ego?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Any relationship
think
is
every
managing
relationship
feelings
is
and
doing
ego.
that.
It could be a girl on
Even
girl
like
relationship.
friendships.
Like, yeah,
I think
friendship.
family.
Yeah.
I think all relationships are doing that. Feelings and ego. I think it comes up in every relationship.
Yeah. Think about it. Parental relationship, the parent thinks that they have certain rights to their child, even if the child is an adult. But the child has to remind the parent, hey, you raised me up until this point. I am my own person now.
Right.
So thank you, but no thank you.
Right.
You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to
Right.
you have to check them as in the most respectful and loving way possible. But you still have to manage that ego.
Manage it up.
Right. And then there's an aspect on the married part that while I yet do have an opinion, while I yet have all of that, I must also respect you as a head though. So it's he thank God that I have a man that's willing to compromise, that's willing to talk, just willing to work it out together. But at the same time, if you put your foot down and say, Zine, this is what we're doing, this is gonna be best for if I don't agree, but you're my husband, you're my head, and that may not be something that I see at the moment, but I have to know when to respect that you're the head. And so, I think, with women too, we got to be careful with that, puffing up our chest and say, I'm an independent woman and I can do what I want. If I have surrendered my life to be your wife, then there's gonna be some things that I do have to surrender and say, okay, you're the head, I got you, the babe.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Surrender
And
your
that's a
mouth.
management of your own feelings
Yes.
and ego, which is not
Right.
easy to do.
You gotta
Not
you gotta-
easy to do.
That's what sometimes that attitude and that
attitude,
mouth.
the
you
mouth.
gotta-
I think for me in relationships, that was my hardest thing because I come from a strong family full of women, very independence, because we don't need a man, like that whole sort of thing. Like, I don't need anyone. Then you get older and you start to say, I don't need anyone, but I want someone.
Right.
And so how do I then let some of that guard out and let these walls down and let someone in? And I remember in my current relationship, now we got into something years, like this is maybe been like 9 years together, maybe like year 2 or so. And he said something to me that always stuck with me. And I remember because I was telling my friends about it after. And we got into something. He said, we both can't be the man in this relationship. Like, you gotta let me be and lead.
Right.
And up until that point, even in dating before that, I had realized I had never let that, because I'm such a strong-willed woman. I've always been independent. I've always been able to lead. So I show up in that way. And so now I was in this relationship with someone who's challenging me, and it's like, you've got to relax, essentially. And I needed that. But the way in which he said it, it really stuck with me. And I took a step back and I said, you know what, he's right. Like, I do have to, like, let him also be a man, because on one hand, that's what I'm looking for. But on the other hand, when I'm presented with it, I'm so used to just standing so in my own that I can't even allow him to show up.
Wow, that's good. That's good. That's
And it
good
happens.
stuff.
It happens a lot in dating, because a lot of men say, I want a wife. I want somebody who's feminine and submissive and all this other stuff. And when the woman presents herself to him, then a lot of men start saying, I don't think I'm ready for that now. I'm like, well, you got to make up your mind, Mr. Sir.
Right. They want that strong, independent woman. They want that.
Right.
Yeah, they do.
They don't know what they want.
But that's where the work is too. And for some women, especially like in dating, and depending on how your dating experiences are going, you're so in that masculine energy for so long that it's hard to then even revert back to your feminine energy.
Very true.
And that's what I realized with me. I spent so much time in like that masculine energy that to like really be able to let someone lead or be like just in my feminine energy, I didn't really know what that was like, because I was leading everything. And I've been not just in like the relationships, but even like in my family structure. Family members, they all look to me. I have been the dominant one. So all of my family, if something's going on, we call to care. We need something, we call to care. So I'm always in that role. So now when someone else is supposed to take the role that I'm essentially saying, because remember, I'm subconsciously modeling after my great-grandparents and my grandparents, and that is the role they were in. But then pushed with that, it's like, oh, but how do I now really sit back? So that was the work of managing my own feelings and ego, to really like learn to say like, okay, let me sit back in my feminine energy and let me just, calm down and let him be a man, because he's right. We both can't, sort of wear the pants in this relationship.
Right.
I'm the opposite. Please, man up. Please, Mr. Sir. Do it now. Please. I just want to lay back. Right. Do it. Make the plans. Do everything.
And I'm also a Capricorn. So that energy, that Capricorn energy too, we like to make the plans. We like to be...
I don't know. I'm a
Right. We like to line it up. But at the same time, want to be surprised. It's like you just can't win with
Right.
us.
I
I want
don't
to be
like
surprised, but also
surprises.
need to know what's happening.
I don't like surprises. Do not surprise me. Don't do it.
See, now one thing I love about this girl here, she could be assertive, but she also knows when to pull back. Like, I don't have to tell her, babe, we out. Let me be the man. Let me open the door for you. You wait for me. Like, she should get it. She's just like, all right. I feel like she's going to be to school for this marriage thing. I don't know. But
Wait, I just noticed something. 2 Capricorns.
Yeah.
2 Leos.
Yeah.
Because I'm the same
Capricorn
way.
and Leo.
I am so the same way. I will stand at
You're
the
like-
car until you come and open up the door.
That's
She
how
be
I
like,
am.
I will be there.
Yeah.
she,
I'm going to help you.
and she never told me to open the door for me. She just stay at the car. Like,
I'm
Just
gonna
there for you to
stay
pick up.
Standing there.
and then I will stay in the car until you come and open the door. Yes, I will.
oh, unless I get fancy and get a limo, get a driver.
Right. And they open the door for both
That's
of us.
it. And I'd be like, oh, let's go over.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Wow, this is fun. This is fun. Wasn't as scary as I thought it would be.
See, you thought the women were going to be hard. We're
don't
not.
No, but
Yeah.
we invite good people. Good people.
Right.
So it's conversational. This is gonna be the last little piece here. What are the goals for? What are you looking? What does your next stage look like? I mean, I know you're engaged. You're seeking, dating, courting, being courted. Now, what does a successful relationship look like? Because I know you said you're modeled after great grands or
Grand and great grands, yeah.
How would you define a successful relationship? You too. I want to hear your answer. But
Okay.
what would make you happy when the ideal partner?
Legacy. So, legacy for me would be encompassing a godly heritage, healthy love, generational wealth, um, emotional intelligence. Because if you start teaching children that, then they grow up to be emotionally intelligent adults. And so they don't pass on toxicity, right? And so definitely having children. And just enjoying life. Honestly, just having fun, being our separate selves, but coming together to being that. And I don't want to say power couple because I hate that term so much.
It's been overused.
But it's so overused. But just being us and being comfortable in being us, not having to fit anybody's form, or just being comfortable in being us and bossing it up. Like, you own whatever you own, I'm gonna own whatever I own, but together, the enterprise that we're gonna build together to leave the legacy is gonna be amazing.
I like it.
I like it. That was good.
I like that. In line with what you're saying as far as legacy, I think in this part of my life, like what I'm looking for in my relationship is just happiness, genuine happiness, healthy, just being able to be healed, being our whole selves, and then coming together and just really resting in that space, but then growing so much more from it as a unit, right? And I think a legacy, I think of just being able to build something that we have that's like ours, that we can leave here, our mark, something that we've been able to birth, and not just like in the sense of like children, but just like in business and whatever it is, right? To that can create lasting change, not just for us, because I think in doing that we heal our inner child, but also something that could heal others, generational wealth, and really I think just enjoying life. I think that life is so fleeting that it's every moment to just be able to be with someone that just gets you and that you could just have fun with, that you can just laugh with,
Right.
that you can just
Fun.
like, live with, right? And I think as an entrepreneur myself too, I think that I'm always sort of thinking of like business mindsets and how to build and expand, but also in the idea of life being fleeting. I've also been in this space where I'm so invested in just enjoying life and being happy and being healthy and leaving, a memory behind outside of what you've put together, but also just in like how you've shown up, how you've, touched other people, like how people feel around you, and just, living life. As cliche as that sounds.
No, but that's but in this
Listen, I love
time,
it,
if you can find someone that you can share that and have that just living life like that, that's the goal. But for me, it's because we already have children.
Don't say grandchildren. I ain't
Well,
ready for that.
that is part of the legacy. That's part of it. But continuing to raise healthy children, continuing to raise children who are aware of themselves, not afraid to express who they are and what they like and what they dislike. One of our goals is to become homeowners. We're not homeowners yet. We've got to become homeowners, working towards that goal, seeing our children in their own home. That's definitely a goal. And like my pattern, my parents were married 55 years. 55.
That was
So
beautiful.
yeah, that's
Beautiful.
right. That's what you call, that's a lifetime. That's a lifetime. And so even though like us we've been saying that we've patterned our relationships after that, you got to also
No, the pivot.
know how to pivot and know how to make your own trail.
Right.
Some places you're going to be a trailblazer. You're not just following behind. Yeah, mom and daddy, they did wonderful for them.
Right.
Right, for them.
Right.
And although that is the goal, but our way, the way we do it may be different, and that's okay because it works for us. So I'm excited about just how the future will continue to unfold. It's been wonderful. It's been something that I only imagined, and it's happening and it's unfolding. So I'm excited about our future.
I'm excited about the future.
Yeah.
This has been nice, seeing the different perspectives from all these wonderful people,
Right.
including myself. It's wonderful.
Right.
All right, so we're going to close, but I definitely want to give everyone the opportunity to talk about, because we have entrepreneurs, so we want everyone to introduce their businesses and their projects. We'll start with you, Tasha. Just
Well, I have a lot.
don't forget to say how they can find you as well.
You can find me on all social media, TikTok and Instagram at Naturally Taja, NaturallyTasja. And then if you find me on Instagram, you'll see everything else. But also, you'll see my podcast. It's called Talking with Taja, usually on Mondays at 8 p.m. So we talk about stuff the church doesn't talk about. We love God, but we keep it a buck. So, yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Okay. So again, I'm Takara. I'm a licensed individual and couples therapist. You can find me on social media. That's Kira Monique, KIRAMONIQUE_. If you're looking for a therapist, you can find me at www.therapywithkira.com. And yes, I see individuals and couples in New York and New Jersey.
Wow. Wow. That's good. That's good. We have professionals.
I just knew you was a therapist, though.
No, when you've been through a lot.
You sound very
Life experience.
Life
This
be
is
life.
Life be
But
life.
I make it my business to watch a lot of podcasts about things I'm very interested in. So because I love and I love relationships, I hone in on watching a lot of things about healthy relationships and about making things better.
Right.
And then so I gravitate from a lot of therapists. And then I'm in therapy myself. So
Right.
yes.
Right. That's good.
And we are pro therapy here. 'Cause I have been to
Always
therapy.
Pro therapy.
If you think you're going to go to therapy, have one session and think, oh, think you good.
That's it.
Therapy is something you might have to stop and have to continue again
Of course.
and do it again
I
and
love
again.
it.
Because life, like you said, life
Life.
happens.
And I say that too, pro therapy as a therapist, but as a therapist who also has a therapist. So I am also in therapy because I believe in practicing what I preach. And so that's right.
I love
Not just one
therapy.
session.
Right.
You got to go a few
love it.
times.
I'm there weekly.
Right.
I'm like, where you at? You late. I love it. I love
That's
therapy.
good. That's good. Because we want to be healthy mentally, emotionally. We want to be healthy. Just like when you take care of your bodies, you need to take care of your mind and your mental. And so I think
Right.
that helps.
Yeah, because as a man, I'm pro therapy. I'm for therapy because I think I said before, I don't want to repeat cycles.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that. I want
Right.
to raise healthy children. I don't want my kids scared of me.
Right. Because when you talk about generational wealth and breaking generational curses, we're not just talking financial.
Absolutely.
Right. So we're also talking about how we relate to trauma, how we love ourselves, how we learn about the world, and all of those things are
Yes.
important because that is also passed on.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
The good and the bad's passed
Right.
on.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
It's funny though, because the Lord told me why I haven't had children yet. And it was because I wasn't healed from the issues with my father.
Wow.
And just
Wow.
recently.
And that was an episode by
Yes,
itself.
that
I saw that
was a
episode.
whole
podcast. I
episode.
That
remember
is
that.
not-
And
Oh.
no,
Yes.
and when I say it's to the point where now my father's coming to church on Father's Day.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
So
I love it.
It's,
Wow.
I'm like, all right,
Healing.
now I need a ring. Come on, babies.
Healing. Right.
But
love
the
that.
healing
Right.
is so, and it started happening in therapy. Separate.
Yeah, now therapy and healing,
Yeah.
we could talk about that for hours. There's just so much around like healing. And not just in therapy though. I tell people as a therapist too, you go to therapy, but the healing is really done outside of the session. You're seeing your therapist 1 hour a week. That's like you're getting the tools, but it's what you're doing outside of that time to really sit with yourselves and do that deep inner work that sometimes we avoid because sitting with yourself is hard. You got to face real truths. And sometimes it's easier to just avoid it.
Yeah. Yeah. Therapy and
Wow.
Jesus. Everybody
Wow.
needs it.
Everybody needs it.
That's
Everybody.
true.
So I hope we represented the women well. I hope we gave the female
I'm sure
perspective.
you did. I'm
Yeah.
sure you did.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did. I do want to plug. By the way, we are on YouTube, y'all.
Yes,
I
yes,
need
yes,
y'all
we're
to
on
go and
YouTube.
subscribe.
Yes. Right.
I'm going to have the link and everything on this episode. So please like, subscribe, comment, everything. Okay.
Right.
All right.
And can I just share this now? I just want to share because
I'm scared what you want to share.
no, I'm just sharing. I'm just sharing my family. Last month, I told you all that Jason was my nephew. He represented the male on the
Perspective.
male panel, right? The male perspective. Well, this is Jason's fiance. So this is my niece.
Yes.
This is Takira. So this is Jason's fiance. So I just wanted y'all to see the dynamics and to see a relationship that's working and they're working towards building together marriage and all those things. So
Listen,
that's
there's
my family.
hope. The love is
That's
real.
my family.
Love is real. Love is still
Yeah.
happening. So, listen, I don't care what stage you're at in life. You can still find love.
Right.
Absolutely.
Always.
Yes.
Always.
Just be open to it.
Just
It was
be
an
open to it.
89-year lady that just got married.
Yeah,
God bless
89.
89.
89.
Yeah.
And
Just be
still
open
found her
to
happy
it.
ending. I
Right,
love
exactly.
So
Just be
it's
open to it.
possible.
You probably had like no best men.
I quit.
Really pushed down the aisle. What happened?
Would.
She walked.
You would.
She walked.
that. It's never
That was
too
inappropriate
late.
joke. I'm
Right.
sorry.
It's never too late. It's never find your right one. Find your right one.
Don't give up on love.
Don't give up on love,
ever give up
y'all.
on love. Or Walker.
I mean,
Even if she needed to be pushed down,
Right.
she
come
still
on, push
did
me
it.
down, blah, baby.
That's
Push
right.
me down.
She got her man.
Because she could still say
I
maybe
do.
it's her
Got
first
that.
marriage.
Right. She got her man.
She could
That
say,
is
listen,
interesting.
I was married. I like
Yep.
that.
Wonderful.
89 years old. God bless her. All right. That was today's episode.
Of
Like,
Mr. and
comments.
Mrs.
Subscribe on YouTube. We're going live on YouTube at the same time. So you can always catch us at the same time. We're going on Facebook. Catch us also on YouTube. In case you don't catch the replay. All right? So, again, this is Mr. Curtis Whiteman. This is,
Mrs. Andrea Whiteman.
and our wonderful guest, our...
Oh, Natasha Allen.
Took care of Victorian.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for
It's been
coming.
a pleasure.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you,
me.
ladies.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
It's been
thank you.
wonderful.
All right. We'll do a Don Cornelius. God bless you. Good night.
God bless you.
That was good.
That was good.